All right, we are live again. This is part two, working through the technical difficulties that I had earlier today. So I'm Jace Jacobs. This is Jar of Poetry, part two of episode 100 celebration. So I'm working out some of the technical stuff that I got to learn since I haven't done these lives before. So getting some of that straightened out. I'm coming to you from my iPad right now. And so earlier I was doing it on a phone, and the first attempt was on my laptop, and it didn't go so well there. So, but I'm back here now. Let's see if we get anybody joining on here, and then we'll do some more stuff. What's up, Maxie? This is round two. Gonna make this normal, right? I gotta work through these technical issues. So I'm on my iPad right now, and I'm testing out how to do it that way. And yeah, so I'm finding it's a little bit different from my phone and from the laptop as well. So what's up, Sharon? How you doing? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. So just testing out the live again. This is round two, part two. Who's that? Reeled in 58. How you doing? Cheers. Yeah, so gonna have some fun here, try to work out some of this stuff and get a little more comfortable on setting it up. I mean, I'm comfortable on camera, but it's the setting it up, and it went wrong the first time, so gonna work through all that right there. So, Wine and Dine with Jeff, what's up, buddy? This is part two. I'm gonna do a couple more questions here. I'm gonna do some more of these questions. And yeah, let's see what we got here. This one is, I've already answered this question. This is from My Life. What's up, Liz? Kombucha Liz, what is up? What's going on? Yeah, so I'm going to do some more questions here, and we'll have fun. All right, so this question is from My Life, Wendy. I think I answered this one in part one, but I'll answer it again. It's, how long have you been creating these beautiful poems? Thank you that you're calling them beautiful poems. I've been creating the happy mindset poetry since probably 2017. Maybe I did a couple in 2015 or 2016. But yeah, that's when I've been doing that. I've been doing the lovey-dovey stuff since I was probably 16 years old. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. Let's see another one here. Welcome, anybody that's joined. Hey Zeus, what's up again? Anybody that's coming back for round two, I really appreciate you as I work out the things I need to learn from not doing lives before. I got to learn how to do them. So specifically what I've learned here is that I need to update some software on my laptop or it's just a no-go. And so when I first set up the live, I scheduled it on my laptop thinking that it was just going to easily show up on my phone. No, it's not. So, or I didn't know how to access it from my phone. So then I was having trouble doing the software on my laptop, and then I started doing it on my phone, and that worked out okay. We got that going. Now with this third attempt on my, which I'm calling part two, is I'm doing it on my iPad. And so it was a lot easier this time because I was able to, for whatever reason, I couldn't change the thumbnail on my phone. And so I had to do that just smile for the camera picture. I'd rather do a thumbnail. And so, so I was able to do that on the iPad. I wasn't able on the phone. I didn't see that button. It was probably there. I just overlooked it. But this time around, I was able to do it. And then I tried the scheduling thing again, just put it like 5 minutes out. And that was cool. That way I could, get my description and all that put in there. I haven't done the tags on here because, I couldn't get to it that fast on here. So I'll update that later. Little technical stuff, but it's all good. It's all cool. I appreciate just being here. So this probably won't go as long as the first one. I'm just going to do some questions, make sure that this becomes more normal, that I feel normal, like this is no big deal. When I feel like going live, I'll go live, right? I am not seeing any of the chat stuff. So let me see if that pops up a different window. So okay, let's see that. There's some more questions there. All right, so there's some more that are showing up. Cool. All right. And I gotta find my camera lens again so I can look at your eyeballs. Oh, the questions went away. All right. Well, there were some cool questions, but they disappeared. So I'm gonna have to work out those kinks of how long those questions stay up. So, Crystal, what's up? Chest Crystal, I think that was the name. Yeah, what's up, my buddy? I need to see another video from you. I know I keep checking, and it's been a little while. So let's get another video up so I can give you some love. All right. Okay. Let's see. This one is from Treese, and it's, how do you put out a video every day? Okay, great question. So for those of you that are interested, how I do that every day is that I keep my production really short and concise. When I do a video, I sit down here in my office, and I can switch out my background if I want, but I've been really digging this one for a while now, so I haven't switched it out. But I use my old iPhone 6, put it on a tripod, get it set up there, make sure it's got battery life, and I have a jar of poems ready to go. And in my mind, I know that it's going to be a certain episode number, so I know I'm going to say that. I know I'm going to introduce myself. And so I introduce myself, I say the episode number, and then whatever comes out of my mouth pops out of my mouth, and then I pull out a poetry piece, and then do that poetry piece from memory. And then I say a couple other things, then I do a shout out, which is from another jar. And then I close out the video, and in general, it's anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Sometimes if I get a little wordy, me? Nah, man, I'm gonna get wordy. So if I get a little wordy, it could get to like 7 or 8 minutes, but most of them, I think they're between 3 and 5 minutes. And that's just one take. That's a very long answer for how I'm able to do this, is I press record and I go. And for the most part, I've been pretty good at remembering my poems. Every once in a while I get one where I'm like, oh man, I got nothing, And I try to keep those type of mistakes in my episode, because I want to show that I'm human, right? I'm not some robot here. And I know there's one time where I was like doing a poem, I was like, I can't do this poem anymore. I just can't. I can't do this one. I got my mind on another poem. And so I did that other poem. So I just try to roll it right there. But by doing it that way with no edits, I'm able to finish recording in 3 to 5 minutes, and then I take the video off of my iPhone 6 and I upload it I airdrop it to my iPad. And then in my iPad, I go into iMovie, and I pre-created a 4-second intro, and I pre-created a 6-second outro. And then while I'm still in my office with the Post-its, I'll probably use my iPhone 10 and take a couple portrait shots of the Post-its. And so that's the editing work that I do, but that's really simple in iMovie. It's just, okay, create a new project, there you go. All right, here's the first video would be my intro. And now go get the video I just moved over, which is 3 to 5 minutes. And then go over to photos, grab a couple pictures of the poem and the shout out that I did for the person, put that in there, and then put my outro, and then I hit whatever, smush it all together, and then I lower the volume of the music on the intro and the outro. I move that down way low, because when I first recorded that, it made it really loud, so I want it to be a lot lower. So if you watch some of my early videos, episodes like, I don't know when I changed that, let's say episode 1 through episode 36, 37, something like that, my music's gonna be really loud. So yeah, that kind of, I wish I could go back and change those, but I can't. So that's what I do, is I do all that and I smush that together, and that's all super fast. We're talking, that takes like a couple minutes to do all that. And then once I get all that together, give it a title, I shoot it off to YouTube private. And so that takes, because I'm not uploading 1080, I'm doing like the 720. So I don't know if that annoys you if you're watching on your TV. It's not 1080. I should try the 1080, see how long it takes, but with the 720, I think is what it is, it goes pretty quick. I mean, it's a few minutes and then it's at YouTube. And while it's making its way to YouTube, I go over on my laptop and I go into YouTube and I can find where the video is started, and then I just put in my description, start putting the tags, make the thumbnail, start building up that stuff. This is a very long answer for the whole process, for me anyway, is taking less than 20 minutes total. That includes shooting the video. It could be 10 minutes. It just depends on how things are working. And that's how I'm able to do a video every day, because I'm not taking 5 hours to edit things together. The things that would be a challenge for me to, I love watching those cool videos, so I'm not shaming anybody. You want to spend 5 to 8 hours editing your video, it looks awesome, so keep doing it if you want to do that. I know for myself, I'm like, I wouldn't have the time. I need to, move forward with inspiration and intuition and just jump in there, do it, and ship it. That's what I got to do. And so that's what I do. So that's the process that I go through, and what sometimes I'm posting on the same day, and then sometimes I'm posting where I'll shoot the video, because I want the little, I call it a little nudge from the universe, just that little something that will say, hey, maybe I should think about this. I want that nudge every day, and so I'll record every day, but I won't necessarily post that video until the next morning. Right? That's what I'm doing right now. As I'm recording, I get my video done about 10 a.m. in the morning. After I get the kids to school, that's a good time for me to shoot a video. And so that's when I'll do a video. But then that video I will upload and make live the next morning about 7:15 in the morning, my time, Arizona time. So that's how I'm currently doing it. I know in the future I might be like, you know what? I ain't got time for that posting later. I'm going to just do it live and just get it out there right now. That's how I'm practicing this right now. Maybe I'll get to that. So, Steph Opal, what is up? What's going on? Appreciate you. You got some pretty cool jams on your channel. Thank you. Yeah, so that's what I'll do there, is I'll play around with that, and who knows, maybe I'll change it in the future. But right now it's working out great, because I can just schedule it, and then I can just be at peace and know that I can just go to sleep, wake up in the morning, and then I'll put a little comment for the pin post and roll with that. And so that's how I do it. That's how I'm able to do an episode every day. And I started out doing an episode like every 3 days or something like that. But really, it came back to just being selfish with myself. Is there's something about reaching into the jar and getting out a poetry piece that I don't know what it's going to be. And so I like to think that that's the way I can allow the universe to give me a little nudge. So I dig that. So that's why I do that every day. I like doing long answers, don't I? Yeah. Won't be any TV shows for me probably in the future, because the producers will be in my ears saying, dude, you only got 3 minutes to talk to them. What's going on? So, yeah. So, anyway, in person, let me just give you a little heads up here. In person, I'm not going to be talking like this all the time, right? I want to know more about you. It's a little challenging right now, because I'm still getting used to this tech of where the comments are and addressing that comment mid when I'm talking about something. I'll get better at that. But in person, I'm going to give you a big old hug, be like, what's up? And we're going to chat. And I'm going to ask you questions, because I like to be interested instead of always interesting, if that makes sense. It's kind of fun to ask you questions. So that's what I'm planning on. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Yep. Okay, let's do another question here. Let's see here. This one is from Hungry Black Panda again, Vic Lee. And it says, do you have any favorite YouTube content creators you enjoy watching? Yeah, you know what? I was like a casual YouTube person before. I joined in 2008, but I didn't post anything. But I was casual, so it means every once in a while I'd go check out something. If I wanted to learn about something, I think YouTube's awesome for that. Or if I wanted to watch a replay of a sporting event or some sort of an event, it's awesome. So I wasn't really following a specific content creator. And then the more I got into personal development, then it was cool. There was a bunch of those personal development people that are cool to watch their videos, but I wasn't watching consistently. And so I'm not going to make this a long answer, but basically, Vic, to answer your question, now the people that I watch are my subscribers. It's hard to spend a lot of time going outside of my subscribers to watch, content creators that are, let's just call them well established. I don't have a lot of time for that. So every once in a while I do. I like things that are going to uplift my vibration. So law of attraction, light workers, star seeds, stuff like that. So I'm drawing blanks on some of those names of people that I watch. Maybe Aaron Doty, some of those people. But mostly what I'm doing is I'm watching videos of subscribers that have subscribed to me and are commenting on my videos. That's who gets first priority. Is I go to that video and okay, I look at your comment, I love your comment, and then I go to your channel and I watch your latest video and I give you a comment. And while I'm on your channel, if I see a comment that jumps out at me on your channel from someone else, I'll go check them out. And then I backtrack my way back to, if I like them, I'll subscribe to them. And I'll backtrack my way back to my comments and go to the next one. So it's quite a long process, but it's fulfilling because I want to give out love. And so that's how I like to do it. Is I want to go there and I don't want to. And sometimes it's a little challenging, right? Because if it's 2 to 3 minute videos are awesome, but sometimes I can't give a comment until I know what you're talking about. And that might take 5 or 7 minutes, right? To figure out what you're talking about. Or if you really hook me in, it's 20 minutes and I'm like, I know I got other videos to watch, but I can't stop watching your video. It's that good. So I know I'm gonna give a quick little what should I say here is a video that reels me in is my buddy Mark from Adventures with Jane. He's doing hiking videos, but his videos are so well done. I start watching those videos, I can't get out. I'm watching it. I'm watching from start to finish. Yeah, and so that's what I try to do. If if the video is just running too long, then I got to jump out. But only after I understand what your point is, and then I'll give you a comment, and then I'll try to come back and watch to further understand if I don't quite fully understand what's going on. As long as you're high vibe. If you're low vibe, then I gotta move on, right? And sometimes we have low vibe days, so I'm not shaming anybody. So there you go. But that's what I do is I roll in, and that's how I find new subscribers, is I'm looking for cool comments. So when I go to your video and after I leave my comment, then I'll look at your comment thread. Not all of it, but I'll just scroll through what's jumping out at me. So if it's, and don't take this if you do this, I'm not trying to shame you, but it doesn't really pop up if it's a me comment, and the content creators, when you're getting me comments. Like, let's just say 30 seconds in, you just said that your mom died and you're having a rough day. But you read the comments and you're like, great video. Oh, you're super awesome. I love your stuff. I give you I don't want to make fun, but you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it before, right? They have no idea that your mom just died. Right? So it basically means they didn't watch at least 30 seconds of your video, right? Now, you should learn to watch more than 30 seconds, but I'm just giving a little example because I know there's people that do that with mine, and they have no idea what I'm doing. And that's okay. That's the route they want to go. But that stuff, I just glance right over. I don't dwell on it. I'm saying it to you just to give you an example, but I just pass right by that. But now it's the comment where they help me really understand what's going on in the video, right? Or they know, like, the video's like, well, let's use Adventures with Jane, but in their comment, they're talking to Mark. That lets me know that they understand who's creating the videos, because it doesn't say Adventures with Mark. It says Adventures with Jane. And so I like looking at those comments, and then I understand, oh, there's something more going on here. Okay, now I need to watch longer, find out what's going on. Who's this Jane? And then you watch longer and you find out that Jane is actually the name of the GPS system that Mark uses. So if I only stayed 30 seconds, I would never know that. And so those are the comments that I'm looking for. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that person spent time writing a really cool comment. I'm going to go to their channel. And if I like what they are, if they're high vibe, if I vibe with them, then I subscribe. And I don't ask them to subscribe to me at all. Nope. I give them a comment and I'm out of there. If they subscribe to me, great. If they don't, that's awesome too. I'm moving on. And that's just how I roll with that one right there is, yeah, moving forward, and the right people are going to connect with me, and I'll connect with the right people at the right time, that as well. So what's up, Paula? How you doing? Let's do another question here. Let's see. Let's do this, that one. I did that one. Okay. All right. Those of you that are jumping on for a second time, I really appreciate you. That is really cool. Thank you so much. And did anybody notice? I haven't been reading the comments. Michelle Duque, what is up? How you doing? Your comment just went away. I couldn't read it fast enough. Oh no. All right. So bear with me. I'll have to work on this. I know there's a setting if I exit out, but I don't want to exit out. And yeah, thank you, Paula, for noticing that my green bandana magically turned red. What? What is going on with this world? Yeah, sometimes they change colors, and it's, just gotta roll with it. And it's kind of fun. So, all right, my black and white bandana's like, dude, what is up, man? I've been watching these videos lately, and I'm not in them, dude. So, yeah, you know what? If you well, most of you don't know this, but I'm not really an artist, but I like to draw a little bit every once in a while, and so I do these goofy little things. Like this is a butterfly with a skull in the middle, and it's got like positive comments on it and stuff like that. Well, eventually I'll get around to creating my own bandanas, and I'll put like a little character, because I don't want too much busy stuff, but just enough, like a little thing off center or something. I don't want something right here. But yeah, eventually I'll do that, make some bandanas. So yeah, I just noticed in my video today and right now I got a squeaky chair. So if you don't like the squeaky noise, breathe through it, because we're gonna get a little squeaky here for just a little bit longer. Okay, let's see what we got here. This is a challenging question. This is from my friend Jessica Morales. It's, what is your favorite movie? Ooh, that's kind of difficult to answer right now. I mean, what pops out of my mind immediately is The Fifth Element. That's what just pops out of my mind. But I'm more of I like all kinds of things, but as I'm growing more spiritually, I want to be high vibe. So there are some beautiful movies that have these little sad moments that bring my vibe down, right? So I can't say that stuff. But Leeloo Dallas, that's kind of cool. For some reason in that movie, The Fifth Element, I'm not really absorbing all the killing and the death, right? What I'm absorbing is the fifth element, and I like to be 5D. Sometimes I'm 4D, but I'm not 3D anymore. And those of you that know about that, you know what I mean. I'm drifting between 4D and 5D, and I want to stay 5D. And so when I watch Fifth Element, which isn't that often, but when I see that, I guess I'm just thinking of Leeloo as 5D, is that she's awoke. And she's got a little challenge to go through, because it's a movie, and hey, there's the thing called the hero's journey, right? Every movie's going to have some little challenges, because they're not going to just let happy the whole time through a whole movie. So, but I like funny movies, and I don't like to see people being made fun of. But if there's a funny movie where you don't feel like they're blatantly making fun of someone, then it's kind of fun. Like, what am I trying to think of is, what are some movies? I'm just drawing a blank here. Is, who is it? I can't think of anything with Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn together. Love that. So I don't know what movie they did where they were Wedding Crashers. That was kind of fun. I like that. I like the one with man, I'm drawing a blank on some of these movies that I'd like to say, but just drawing a blank. The model movie. What's the one I'm thinking about? Zoolander. One of my heroes is Hansel from Zoolander. Who's a Zoolander fan? Anybody know about Zoolander? Well, in that movie, the main rival is Hansel, but he's so peace and chill, and that's what I like to think of myself as. Maybe a few more brain cells, but I'm peace and chill, so I'm totally Team Hansel. I'm not stressed out like Zoolander. Nah, man, I'm like, I can see rolling with Hansel and his crowd that I'm just at peace, man. I'm just loving life. And that's how I want to be. So Team Hansel here. Hopefully I got his name right. It's been forever since I saw that movie. So that's what I'm into. I know that on the holidays, I guess my favorite holiday movie would be I'm drawing a blank again, is, oh man, I can't think of that movie. Oh well. It's a Christmas movie, but it's got a new type of feel to it where, why can't I think of that movie? Anyway, it's got that old rocker who is kind of disgusting, and he ends up doing a Christmas ballad and getting a lot of people to like him. I can't think of that movie, but I like that movie. And so, anyway, right now, you know what my movie is? It's your YouTube videos, if we're all being honest here. I can get time to watch no movie. I'm watching your movies. I grew up in the 80s, so I do like Star Wars as well. And again, I'm just not trying to focus on the death part. I'm focused on the happy stuff. So I really liked, as a dad of a daughter, shout out to all the women out there. What up, women? 365, respecting women. Yeah. I know it was International Women Day the other day, and I was like, yeah, 365 love for women. We don't need just one day. Anyway, because of my dad, one movie I really like in the Star Wars journey is The Force Awakens, because Rey is a girl who ends up being the hero, and she's developing all these skills. And I dig that, you know what I mean? I really dig that, because as a dad of a daughter, that's a great way that she can see that, look, you can be the hero. You don't have to be the sidekick. There doesn't have to always be one, you're the hero, but there's one dude just a little bit bigger than you. I don't know, man. That movie, Ray's doing pretty good. So I really appreciate that movie. So, all right. Long answers. Yes. Okay, here we go here. Is it Treese? Like Patrice? Treese? Hopefully. And I'm not saying your name wrong. This one is from Kombucha Liz. This is your question. Yes, got some questions here. Are you originally from Arizona? Yes, I am. Yep. Well, I guess originally, I guess that's questionable because I'm from the stars. That's where I come from. And I'm still learning which place exactly. But right now, yeah, Earth time, I'm from Arizona. What's cool about that, let me take a drink real quick. Water, love water. What's cool about, what's interesting about my story is that my dad was a cowboy from Texas, and my mom was from upstate New York. And both of them somehow made their way to Arizona in around 1960. And the funny way that my dad made his way is he's a cowboy. He's doing some rodeo, doing some different things, and he's 18 now, and he's thinking, or he's 17, getting ready to turn 18. He's like, I want to see the world. I want to see the world. And so he decides that, this is like 1959. He's like, I got to join the Navy. If I join the Navy, they'll take me and show me the whole world. And so he signs up for the Navy. They send him to San Diego, California to do his boot camp, which is however many weeks, I don't know. And he does that, and he gets excited to get his assignment. Everyone's getting their orders, and people are going to Japan or Iceland or all these places all around the world. They're on ships and they're going places. And my dad gets his orders, and it says Litchfield Park, Arizona. And he's like, I know I'm just a cowboy from Texas, but there's no ocean in Arizona. Why? I joined the Navy. But that's where they assigned him. I guess they had some abandoned airfield that he had to go, and his job was to do something there. And the next year, his job was to be a short order cook at the diner. He's just like, yeah, let's do the Navy. But that brought him to Arizona. And somehow in there, 1960, 1961, he met my mom. And then they weren't together then, but they may have been, but he got his orders, and then they shipped him all around the world. So he was in the Navy and went all around the world. But he eventually married my mom in 1967, and I came along in 1973. So there you go. That's interesting. My mom, she had my older sister needed to get out of New York to a drier climate, and so she drove cross country in about 1959, 1960 with her and 3 kids, and that's how she came out to Arizona. So it's interesting how your parents can end up meeting, coming from totally different places. So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Really drinking the water now. All right. Let's see here. What's up, Maxie? You become so emotional talking about your parents. I don't know. I love my parents. They both passed away, but I'm going to say that I'm very much at peace with it. Yeah. If I was emotional, maybe it was more so that I was thirsty, but not to rain on the parade. I love my parents. They've moved on, and I'm happy for them. They both had cancer, and so it's I don't dwell on that. I appreciate it. They came here to learn a lesson. They learned their lesson, and they're off somewhere else. And interesting, I like to think about things that are useful for me. And what's useful for me is to think about, you ever stand up too quick or sit down too fast and you see these little bits of energy zooming around you? Or is it just me? I see them a lot, different times. It's like we all have this energy zooming around us. And some people can really tune into it and see it, and others can't. And I see that every once in a while. And when I see that, what's useful to me, rather than asking what that is, what's useful to me is to think that that's our souls. And so souls are energy. And when someone passes away or dies or transitions, that you can't destroy the energy. It's just the meat suit, the earth body, that can be destroyed. But the energy, that'd be an awful waste if that energy, that soul, was just gone, no longer there. So I like to think that it's not gone, that we are eternal, and that your soul is going to, long before and soon after, right? It's going to be rolling around. So I like to think that the soul is zooming around, and that anytime they want, that those energy can come interact with our energy, and we don't even know it because we're in these human meat suits, and we don't realize what's going on. We're just chilling, and we don't really know what's going on. And I like to think further on top of that is that when we doze off and we conk out and we're asleep, that our soul goes out to party. And our soul's like, what's up, man? Party time. They're flying, like, look how light we are, zooming around. Our souls, cruising, checking out other souls from past and or even present, right? Because maybe time doesn't even exist. Is checking out things, different realities, reality transurfing, soul style. And I like to think the souls are doing that, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh crap, I gotta go, he's getting up, and my soul zooms back and jumps in my body. And then I wake up and maybe I go to the bathroom or something like that, and I go back to bed, and my soul's like, yeah, I'm out of here, party time again. So to me, it's more useful like that, thinking that. So somehow that was the answer to a question. I don't even know what question was asked, but that was my answer. I'm sticking to it. Let's go to this next question right here. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you, especially anybody that's new that doesn't know what I do. I do this thing called Jar of Poetry, where I have this jar of poems, and I pull out a poetry piece that's written on a Post-it. It's just the title, and I do that every day on Facebook. They're usually short little videos, not these. These are long videos because I'm practicing doing live. Yeah, so that's what I do. It's fun. I like to think of it as a little nudge from the universe. So let's do another question here. And then after this video, man, I'm really going to have to figure out how to get these comments back up here because I just don't see them. They're here and they're gone. So, oh well, keep rolling here. This next question is from My Life Wendy. What do you do when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed? I go straight to meditation. That's what I do. Meditation is the best tool available to us right now, available to you anytime you want. And that's what I like to do is I go right to that. If I'm with a bunch of people, I just go excuse myself. If I can't excuse myself, I excuse myself anyway. I just like tune out. Right? And if I really, if it's rude to close my eyes, I'm just going to stare, meditate. I got nothing in my brain right now. I'll do my best to do that because you know what? That's self-care, self-love. And we need it. Got to breathe in and breathe out. That's what I go to. That's my go-to to help me out of tough situations. And once I learned that skill, probably started learning it about 2010, 2011, started getting really good, 2012. And then I started tracking it. Actually, I started tracking it last year. I would meditate every day since probably 2010 or 2011. But I started tracking like a specific 4-phase meditation that I do. I started tracking that about May of 2018, and I use the Insight Timer app. And what's cool is that on that app, it says now that I've done 20 minutes or more of meditation for 306 days in a row straight. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So anyway, I'm meeting people from all over the world on that app as well. So some of them are on YouTube. So anyway, there you go. Did I what do we got here? There's something over here. What am I looking for here? I thought I saw a question. Okay, here's a question here I found. This is from Michael. Is it Chris? I think it's Chris. He's my poet friend. Michael asks, share your spiritual experience, one of your spiritual experiences. Well, I don't know if I have one to share. I think I just shared one earlier, but let me think here for a second. Spiritual experience. Okay, I got some I can share. One that's just popped into mind is that, I have some crystals, but I'm trying to get a little more into crystals, a little more deeper into crystals, give them a little more respect than I was giving them before. So I got various crystals around my house. And I was talking to my buddy Shane from Spirit of the Cosmos, and he was recommending to me that I go get a tiger eye crystal, and then just but go to a place that has crystals and see what calls you, see what jumps out at you. And so I was just traveling in northern Arizona. I was coming home, and I stopped at this little souvenir place that's a wood shop on the side of the road with all these like wood carvings and things like that. I was gonna look for some souvenirs for my kids. And I walk in this place and it's got like wood everywhere. It's like wood, anything you want carved into wood. And I walked in and immediately I was just like pulled over to the far corner of the store. And I walked over there and what I saw was a bunch of crystals. Yeah, I saw a bunch of crystals. And so I was looking at the crystals and man, one was just totally just like, it was just jumping up and down, and I'll show it to you right now. If you turn it a little bit, I don't know, you kind of need sunlight, but when you see right there, this is a labradorite, and when you turn it a certain way in the light, you're going to see a bunch of blue across here and the back as well. So, but I saw this crystal, and man, this crystal was like a tractor beam because there was a lot of other cool crystals, a lot of beautiful colors, a lot of different types of crystals, and this crystal was like, dude, get over here. And I go over there, I'm like, that's a nice crystal. Oh yeah, baby, that's a nice crystal. But I left it on the shelf. I just left it there. And I went over to the little area where the baby crystals were, and I picked up this cool little baby crystal that's also got some blue in there. And I got this one, I'm like, yeah, I just need something for my pocket, something to take with me on the road. And so I got this crystal, and I was trying to walk away, and it was like this freaking big old crystal here was tapping me on the shoulder saying, dude, Mr. Universe, into the universe, what bigger sign do you need than a freaking crystal jumping up and down, dancing at you? Right? Like, come on, baby, pick me. So I picked up the crystal, and I felt a little rush of that. This crystal bonded with me and said, yeah, we're going to be besties. So I got a crystal at a wood shop in the middle of nowhere on the way home from a journey. So that was cool. So to me, that's a spiritual experience, right? It was another example that the universe has good intentions for me, but it can't do the work. I have to do the work. It can show me signs like a crystal dancing in the corner of a shop, but I have to be the one to take ownership and pick up that crystal and purchase it and move on. Yeah, so anyway, that's my spiritual experience. Let's do another question here. Oh, we got another poet here. See God in you. What is up, brother? How you doing? Thank you for joining, buddy. Go check out his channel. He does a lot of short little poetry pieces as well. Okay, this one right here is from my friend Jessica. Jessica gets the award for asking the most amount of questions. This one is, how old are you? I am 45 years old on the earth, but I feel like, when I was, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I'm just going to tell you, is that when I was young, my mom used to go see different spiritual things, and she went and saw kind of like an Abraham Hicks, where a collective conscious comes out of someone's body and talks. So Abraham speaks through Esther Hicks. Well, Esther interprets the vibrations that come in. So maybe that's not a good example, but my mom saw someone where this English dude, and I wish I could do the accent. I totally would do accents. You know that. If I could do accents, I would be throwing some accents on you, but I don't spend the time learning how to do accents. So this English dude comes through this person, and I don't know if it was a lady or whatever, and there's a bunch of people in the room, and they're all talking and stuff, and then he singles out my mom to want to talk about her youngest kid, which is like this one. So anyway, I don't have a transcript of what he said. I'm just going to assume it was all good stuff, but what I remember is that, and this is where I don't know if this is good or bad, but the whatever you call it, the collective consciousness was saying that my mom's youngest me was a very old soul who has been through many different experiences. So I don't know enough about that to know, is that I messed up so many times I had to redo it, or is it that, man, I kept progressing and I'm ready for the next plane, and I'm really trending in a positive direction. So I'm going to think that one, but I really don't know. It could be either or. So I have no idea why I just told you that, but that just kind of popped up in my head. So let's see who else we got here. This is from Michelle Duquette. How you doing? This one is, how much time do you spend on YouTube per day? Yeah, YouTube is now, I went from like 0 time on YouTube per day, and then I started doing this show, Jar of Poetry, October 29th, and then I was spending a little bit more time on YouTube per day, and I was getting no views, no subscribers, no likes, but I just kept putting out shows. I got to about episode 30, and here's what I learned. This is like, you can pay a ton of money for someone to teach you this, or I could just tell you, is when you're a new YouTuber, nobody's going to see you unless you get some crazy, weird, viral thing, like the Chewbacca lady or someone that does something crazy that everyone finds out about. But for the most part, you need to do some work to get noticed. And so what I learned about probably around episode 30 is that, oh crap, I got to stop spending so much time on Facebook and Instagram. If I'm doing videos, why don't I go to the place that specializes in videos? Yeah, YouTube. Why don't I put my effort there? And so I stopped posting on Facebook, and I stopped spending time on Instagram, and instead I was giving out love on YouTube. So my answer to how much time do you spend on YouTube per day? As much as possible. Okay? As much as possible. I've turned YouTube into my entertainment. Into my friendships, into my family. I've turned it into that with joy. I'm not doing it because I have to. I'm doing it because I love doing this show and it's fun, but what I love more than the show is giving out love. So You know what feels so good is when you find someone that's got a kick-ass content, an amazing channel, and they have like 10 subscribers or less, and you're that one that takes the initiative to like their video, leave a comment, and subscribe without saying, "Hey, sub back to me," right? You just give them some love, and then you step away, and that feels really good, because most of the time those people, they're just like, "This is amazing," and it feels right. So that's my entertainment. I love doing that, and what I find is that the majority of those people that I find and do that for, they actually are really amazing people. And now they're in my subscribers because they'll come back and subscribe to me, and we'll continue to build a relationship. I have friends outside of Facebook, outside of YouTube as well, and that's cool. They're real life friends. There's a time and a place for that. Right now, my time and my efforts are going into YouTube to build those relationships, to have fun and experience joy. And if my people outside of YouTube want to be part of that, awesome. We can meet up outside of YouTube, and that's cool. And sometimes I do that, but most of the time, man, this is all day long. Call me all day Jay. I'm gonna enjoy YouTube. So we're getting a little bit low. Awesome. Yeah, definitely connect with others in these comments or on my normal videos. I would say majority of the people that leave comments on my videos are definitely people that you should follow. Every once in a while there is some spam, we all get it. But majority of the people, if you just check my video, if you're new to me and you check the comments, look at people that leave really good comments, go subscribe to them, because they're awesome. Yeah. And yeah, so anyway, let's see, what's this one? This is from Jessica as well. This is, how many kids do you have? I have my son Jake, who just turned 11 on the 19th. Happy birthday, Jake. He's awesome. He does YouTube videos as well, but he's still figuring out the right way he wants to do it. And then I have my daughter Daisy, who is 9 years old, and she does YouTube videos, and she is still figuring that out as well, how she wants to do it and what she wants to do. They're both really cool, and that's my two critters. And I remember one time when I was super young, my wife and I were like, yeah, we're gonna have 4 kids. Yeah, totally have 4 kids. And then my son Jake was a premature baby, and it was crazy because we had this shirt that said, "April baby, yeah, April baby," and then it was March and her water broke, and I'm just like, the shirt says April, man. It says April baby, and we go to the hospital. I'm still like in shock going, but it says April baby, right? So yeah, it was a March baby. And then so that was a lot of stuff we had to go through with hospital visits and things like that, and he was in the NICU for a while because he was premature, and that was a real tough exposure to being a parent. And then we had our daughter. Once we knew it was a girl, it was like, all right, nah, no more 4. This is 2. I got my best man, I got my best girl, and 2 kids, boy and girl. That's perfect. So that's how I roll with it. And it's worked out pretty great. I also had a dog at the time who has since passed away, my dog Conan, but I was outnumbered, so I felt like that was 3 kids. So anyway, there you go there. All right, let's do another one here. I'm starting to run out of water. Oh, I have no idea if anybody's even on. Oh, that Maxie's still here. So I need to pay attention to these little comments. So my iPad is the iPad Pro. It's the big one, and the comments are on my left. So this is my left. I don't know how I'm showing up on there, but they're at the very left-hand corner bottom. And they're there, like I see Paula's comment, and then it goes away. And so I'm gonna have to learn and practice this, because as I'm talking to you about blah, 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 I'm looking at the lens, I'm not looking at your comment. And then I see your comment, I'm like, oh, that's a good comment, and it goes away. So you have to practice that a little bit more. Yeah, so anyway, this is a deep question. My friend Kara, from Kara's Life on the Farm. This question is, appreciate that, Black and Tan. Thank you. Appreciate that. You got a beautiful dog there too, if I remember right. This question from Kara's Life on the Farm is, do you have a formal question? Well, yeah, I'd like to answer that. Yeah. I'm interested. What do you guys think? What education level do you think I have? You don't have to answer, but I'll just want to answer anyway. So when I got out of when I was getting ready to finish high school, I was thinking I was going to go play baseball, college baseball, and I played football as well and basketball. But I figured my best shot in college was going to be baseball. And then right before, agreeing to go to this particular college, I just chickened out. I didn't have the self-esteem, I was gonna have to pay for room and board, but they would pay for the books and stuff. So what can I say? At that age, I graduated high school at 17, so I was really young. I chickened out. And so instead, I went to a technical school called ITT Technical Institute. And I don't know if it's still in business, but it was to learn electronics. Because I figured, while I'm figuring this out, why don't I do this? I almost joined the Navy like my dad, and I got so close, but then I was like, can I do it for 1 year? Can I do it for 2 years? And they wanted me for 4. And I just didn't want to give up 18, 19, 20, and 21 being in the military. Super respect the military, and every male in my family, except for my older brother and me, have all done the military. So it's in my bloodlines. But I just made a decision that, I'm going to try to serve another way. So I didn't join the Navy. And so I went to this technical school, did that. Then that was a year, graduated. Then I got an internship at a big semiconductor company. And so I went there and got paid, and it was crazy because while I was going to school for that year out of high school, I was making a tiny bit of money, like maybe $80, $90 a week was my paycheck. And then when I went to the internship, that was like close to $500 a week. And it was just like, at that age, it was just like, it was crazy going from, a tiny bit to a much bigger amount. And so I did that, and then after that internship, I was supposed to go back to school. And so I went to a community college and started trying to take classes and stuff, and then eventually that semiconductor company called me back permanent. And so I was working there permanent, and then school, they wanted me to finish school. They wanted me to do an engineering degree. And so I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll do the engineering degree. No. And so I went back to school and I tried to pick up my general studies and stuff like that. And then, long story short, I changed my degree so many times because I had a well-paying job, I had insurance and all that. And so it felt like less priority at that time to finish my education, but I kept going. And so I kept going, and I ended up finishing my bachelor's degree in 14 years. So I went every semester from high school to graduating, took 14 years, and I took classes all the time. Sometimes I would take 3 classes, sometimes I would take 1 class. I changed my degree from engineering to business to theater to music, which definitely, you want to piss off a semiconductor company, you change your degree to music or theater, yeah, they're not too happy with that. But what I was doing was trying to find myself, I was trying to find myself and be brave enough to be the authentic me. And that's hard to do as you're growing up when you haven't fully developed your self-esteem. And so I finally finished, I ended up finishing with a business degree because I just didn't want to do the engineering. And I finished with a business degree and took a couple months off. Was never going back to school. Never. Nope, not me. Nope, I'm done. Donezo. And the school offered me a free class for my master's degree. And at the time, I was like, well, I don't need a master's degree, but it's a free class. Why don't I go check it out? So I went and checked it out, did the free class, and then I loved it, and I decided I would just do 1 class at a time and quit. And so I did the 2nd class, and then I did the 3rd class, and before you know it, it was like a year and a half later, I had a master's degree. And so, yeah, have the associate's, bachelor's, master's degree. After that, I ended up doing I did a program, a nutrition program, so I'm a certified transformational nutrition coach from a beautiful school called the Institute of Transformational Nutrition. Yeah, so what's up to my friends out there? I don't know if any are on the live stream, but there are a few that are on that we still interact on YouTube. So what's up, my friends from ITN? So yeah, I did that. I got that. So I started thinking about coaching people with nutrition and transformation stuff. It was really cool because that program really deepened my spiritual practices and my meditation practices and all that. So it was a really great program. But what ended up happening is the deeper I got into it, I found out that it's easy to coach people that just want to improve, that don't want to ask the deep questions. Where it's challenging is when somebody wants to ask deep scientific nutrition questions and want you to explain these big old huge words, right? I want you to be able to list off all the amino acids, and which ones are which and spell them and all of that. That's a lot of non-fun work for me. And so I geek out on helping someone become a healthier version of themselves and walking them through that process at a high level. But once they want to know the deep down and dirty scientific stuff, I'm just like, I don't want to read about it. I don't want to memorize it. I know some of it, but I don't want to be the expert and talk that scientific language of those big words. So I got out of that. I mean, I still have those friends. I still have that huge community that I'm a part of, and I still have those skills that I learned from that certificate. And, I am a certified coach, so I can go out and coach people if I wanted to in that area, but I just chose not to. I do coach people every once in a while, switching over to gluten-free lifestyle or switching over to organic or things like that. And I do that, but again, once they want to get deep, dark into the super technical stuff, not just the high-level technical, but the super technical, I'm just like, it doesn't vibe with me. So I'm out of there. Yeah, so anyway, so I did that, and then I eventually, this is a long answer to my formal education, but I got a point. I'm trying not to ramble here. Where it really got good is going through ITN and meeting these people all over the world, and then I did B School with Marie Forleo, so I met more people all over the world, and it expanded my circle from just the US and Arizona to everywhere in the world. And that was huge for me. So some people that, and especially back then, if you weren't super huge on social media, you had this your people right here. And I guess I did have work people from around the world, but not socially. It was a big company, so we weren't social around the world. But anyway, I started learning, I started interacting with people around the world, which was really huge. And then, here's what I'm getting at. I started doing personal development stuff to improve myself, to become a better version of myself. That's what I focused on. How do I be the you that you want you to be, right? It's a lot of yous. But that's what I tell people, and that's what I was telling myself back then is, okay, how do I be that you? How do I embrace what I love about myself and don't apologize for it? Don't be a jerk, but be you. And if you really want to be a jerk, then be a jerk. That's what I say. If that's really who you are and that's what you want to be and that's how you want to represent yourself, go do it. That's not me. I don't want to be a jerk. I just want to show love and just enjoy and pursue joy. And so that's what I started doing. And going through personal development stuff, I saw my friends making these videos. And I may have mentioned this on part one, but I saw my friends making these little videos for coaching friends and on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. And I was just like, that would be super cool. And I get on my phone and I hold up my phone and I'm like, just me, totally me. And I get up my phone, I'm like, I couldn't do it. I wasn't being me. So I was like, well, I'm not going to post something that's not me. I don't want to pretend to be something else. I want to be me. And so I ended up finding okay, I'll try to speed up this story here. It's getting a little long, but I saw a bald-headed bearded dude on Facebook. I was just like, instantly my first reaction was, I'm not really gonna like this guy. And then a second into it, I was like, I love this guy, and, but it was like I judged him and then I unjudged him just as fast. And I was like, wow, man, I really like how this person's talking. And then it was like a Facebook squirrel, where squirrel, you look away and it's gone. I don't know the person's name. I don't know how to find them. It just disappeared. Maybe someone called my name or something and I walked away and it was gone. So, but I remember bald-headed bearded dude, got it. And so that was probably in 2015 sometime. And then around January 2016, and this ties to my education, by the way, January 2016, I get a new friend on Facebook. And you know what happens on Facebook, all sorts of people are friending you and you don't know who they are. A lot of coaches are friending people and they want to find out, well, who can use my services. So I don't know if this was the case, but this person friended me, and her name was Marcy Locke. I don't know if you know Marcy Locke, but she's super cool. I had no idea who she was, but I friended her, and then I was like, wow, my new friend makes lots of videos. That's cool. They're pretty cool. And so I was watching videos of Marcy Locke for a while. And then I know come the summertime of 2016, I was scrolling through some of Marcy Locke's videos to look for some inspiration. And then I see her and the bald-headed dude. And I was like, that's my guy. That's my guy right there. Bald-headed bearded dude. What's your name? Okay, Jesse Elder. And I clicked on his name and I followed him on Facebook. And I was like, that's my guy. It took a year and a half or whatever, but I remember, I have a really good memory and I remember things like that. And so I remembered it, and I found out the next day he was having a challenge. The next day he was having a challenge. And so, yeah, it was crazy and scary at the same time, because I realized that, man, this dude's gonna make me do video. It was a 7-day challenge, and it was crazy. But I jumped in, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna go in, and I don't know anybody in this challenge. It's a worldwide challenge. I think it was 1,000 people or more. Maybe it was 3,000. It was just huge. And I was like, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go in. I'm just gonna be 100% me, and I'm not gonna apologize for who I am. I'm gonna be me, and I'm just gonna know that I'm gonna get better and better at it, of showing me. And so I joined that challenge, and the first video is up, first thing's going on live, and I tried to make some friends with people, and I didn't know anybody, so it was kind of tricky making friends, because who's this dude wearing a bandana? But it's time to do your first video. I remember I walked out back behind my house into this little area that there was no houses, and I held up that camera and I said, this is me, and this is what I want to work on. I want to be more of me instead of shaking right now, because I am freaking out. And posted that video. They didn't even post it. They had to approve which videos they were going to post. So at that time, they didn't even post it. But I felt good that I submitted it. And then, it's a 7-day challenge, so we get a little further into the challenge, and then they start posting my videos, and I start getting better and better at it, because I loosened up. I quit worrying about what people thought about me, and I started just being me. And so, now my throat's really getting dry. I'm gonna have to get off here in a second. And so what I ended up doing is, what's up, Paul? I'll answer that in a second, Paula. That's a great question. So what I ended up doing in that challenge is long story short, I overcame my fear of video, and I started making videos. So blah, blah, blah. That was a long story for just to say that was part of my education. I went in and do like 7 more of those challenges. And I think that is part of my formal education, is my training. And I paid lots of money to Jesse Elder to learn from Jesse Elder. So yeah, so that's part of my formal education. That was the longest answer ever for your formal education. So I'm definitely gonna have to get off. My voice is dying here. Paula, I'll do one more question because you guys don't want to hear me. My voice get all scratchy. Paula asked, what are your goals now that you've gotten over 1,000 subscribers? And so my main goal is I want to have fun. My second goal is I want to just keep raising my vibration every day. And in doing that, I hope that I can raise other people's vibration every day so they will want to tune in and get a little dose of happiness and positivity. That's my main goal, is to do that. And I know that if I do that, everything else is going to work out just fine. It's all going to fall into place. And then there'll be more subscribers, and I'll find more people that I like watching, and it'll progress from there. Yeah. On top of that, I definitely got to finish my 3rd book, and I'm thinking of doing a special book for YouTube, for Jar Poetry. So yeah, that's the plans there. My friends, I really appreciate you being here. I've run out of water, and apparently my voice is giving me trouble from all that sugar I ate the other day when I was eating the buttercream from my son's birthday. So I won't put you through that. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being there for me as I test out this whole YouTube live thing. I really appreciate you. It just means the world to me. So thank you so much. I'll definitely try to do my part to give you some love back as well. I know there were several good comments that I just missed, and hopefully I can see those later when I get out of this live, because I will look at every single one of those comments if it'll let me look at the comments in the chat. So thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Jace Jacobs. Appreciate everything. Love fully. Need nothing. Namaste, my friend. High five, Knuckles. Yes. I just love doing that. I don't know why. Throw up the knuckles. All right, I'm going to exit out of here if I can figure it out. This thing is ginormous. I don't see an X. Oh, there's an X. It's hidden. It's hidden in the tapestry. I think they're called tapestries or tapestries, but anyway. Have an amazing